Part 10. Liz was already preparing herself to scale the wall again, when Cedric suddenly turned toward the main gate instead. Toward the main gate. Was he insane? Before she could even whisper a protest, he was already walking confidently in that direction like a man taking an evening stroll. What? Hey, wait! She hissed, trying to grab his sleeve. Too late. The guards straightened immediately the moment they saw him. Captain. Cedric gave them a lazy nod. Then, without warning, his hand slipped around Liz's waist. She froze. Her brain completely blanked. Her entire soul left her body. Liz tried to jerk away instantly, but his grip tightened just enough to keep her in place. As he pulled her slightly into his side like it was the most natural thing in the world. What is he doing? I'm taking my lady out for a bit, Cedric said casually, like he wasn't currently shaving years off her lifespan. We won't be long. Liz's eyes widened. My lady? She turned sharply toward him in silent outrage, but he was already looking down at her with a soft smile that made it seem convincing. Scarily convincing. So annoying. Her hands twitched at her side, debating whether to elbow him in the ribs or cooperate. It's just an act. It's just an act. It's just an act, she tells herself. You're not the first. He has definitely done this before with other women. She forced her shoulders to relax. One of the guards chuckled. Well then, don't stay out too late, Captain. The other one smirked. Enjoy your evening. Liz wanted the ground to open up and swallow her whole. Cedric only gave them a half salute. Much appreciated. And just like that, the gate opened. No questions asked. They walked in silence until they were far enough from the palace walls, the night air cool against her burning face. The moment they reached a quiet corner, Liz shoved him away. He let go easily, raising both hands in surrender. Calm down, princess. That was the only way, she snorted. Yeah, right. You were clearly having fun. Turning sharply on her heels, she began walking away. Not even a thank you. He called after her. Liz stopped. Her shoulders sagged. She turned back with a groan. Thank you. Cedric tilted his head. Just that? No peck on the cheek? Her face went red instantly. Are you insane? He laughed softly. Worth a try. No manners. She muttered under her breath before turning and marching off. This time, he didn't follow. A few steps later, she slowed, then stopped, then turned slightly. He was still standing there, waving, but he made no move to come after her. Liz let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. Thank God. If he followed her any further, things would have gotten complicated. Very complicated. Pulling her hood lower over her face, she turned back around and continued down the dimly lit street. Minutes later, the guild, the famous information guild. She had heard whispers about it before, in passing conversations at the market, from merchants haggling over goods, from drunken nobles who spoke too freely. A place where any secret could be bought. A place that knew everything. Liz slowed to a stop, because the building in front of her was a bookstore. She blinked. Once, twice. This is it? The bell above the door chimed softly as Liz stepped in. The scent of old parchment and ink greeted her. Bookshelves lined the walls from floor to ceiling, filled with everything from travel logs to romance novels. Candles flickered gently along the wooden beams, casting a warm golden glow across the polished floor. It was peaceful, normal, very much not the underground hub of secrets she had imagined. Behind the counter stood a young man, tall, lean, with neatly messy dark hair that fell just slightly over his forehead. A pair of thin-rimmed glasses rested on the bridge of his nose, giving him an almost scholarly appearance. His sleeves were rolled neatly to his elbows, exposing long fingers currently flipping through a ledger. He looked up. Good evening, miss. How may I help you today? Liz smiled back awkwardly, her mind racing. Okay, maybe there's a secret code. She leaned forward slightly, resting her elbow on the counter, like she had seen in those spy movies. You know, she whispered dramatically, glancing around. The secret code. The man blinked. Once, slowly. I'm sorry. Liz straightened instantly. Let's try that again. She cleared her throat, attempting a more noble tone. I am here in search of Certain information about someone. Recognition lit up his face. Oh, then you might want to check the collection on how to handle men, or perhaps the history of noblemen. Third shelf to the left. Liz's eye twitched. She slowly reached into her pouch and placed a small bag of coins onto the counter. It landed with a soft clink. I need information, she said flatly. Are you not ready for business or what? The man's smile widened. Now I understood. He swept the bag off the counter smoothly. You should have said so earlier, he replied cheerfully. Come this way. Liz resisted the urge to groan. Are all the men in this place like this? Well, except her brother. She followed him past a narrow aisle toward a discreet wooden door at the back. He pushed it open to reveal a lavish sitting room, soft velvet chairs, a low table set with porcelain cups, heavy curtains drawn over tall windows. It looked far too elegant to be a hidden interrogation room. Please wait here, he said politely, gesturing toward the tray of tea already prepared. He will be with you shortly. Liz nodded slowly, her eyes scanning the room. A few minutes passed. Then, the door opened again. A man stepped in, tall, broad-shouldered, well-dressed in dark attire that spoke more of wealth than modesty, and a mask covering his face. Liz blinked. Not exactly what I imagined. Slowly she pulled her cloak down. He moved with calm confidence, greeting her with a warm, measured voice. Good evening, she hesitated. Can I trust someone who hides their face? I mean it like the movies, right? They don't reveal their face. So it's totally normal. Then again, there had to be a reason for it. Straightening in her seat, Liz decided not to waste time. Liz sat straight, hands folded neatly in her lap, posture poised and noble. Her voice remained calm, measured, almost gentle, but every word she chose was deliberate. Let's not wait time. Please sit, he smiled and sat across from her. So how can I help you? My lady, she straightened. I would like the council members' recent dealings, she said firmly. Financial transactions, private alliances, travel records. Everything you have. The masked man studied her. That is extensive. She didn't blink. I will also need information on Duke Edward, the Empress's uncle. Specifically his land acquisitions in the southern region and the ships that disappeared last winter. A pause. The masked man tilted his head slightly. Those are dangerous inquiries. Why? Do you want to know about him? Liz's fingers tightened faintly against her skirt, but her posture stayed composed. I don't think I paid you to ask me questions, mister. She leaned forward just a fraction. He smiled and shook his head. Interesting. Liz smirked. And I'm not asking for rumors. I want documented movements, confirmed correspondences, names, dates. I can pay you more. Her voice lowered. Oh. And anything you have that he wouldn't want spoken aloud. The air shifted. The masked man gave a quiet chuckle. You speak like someone who already suspects the answer. I prefer proof, she replied smoothly. Within minutes, papers were placed before her. Names, meetings, illegal levies, secret gatherings between council members, and worse, much worse regarding the Empress's uncle, bribery, forced seizures, disappearances tied quietly to his crest. Liz absorbed it all without visible reaction. But inside, her pulse thundered. So it's true. Even as she memorized the details, she couldn't shake the feeling. Like someone else was in the room. Watching. Not the masked man. Someone else. Her eyes flickered once toward the bookshelf. Nothing. She exhaled slowly. Stop it. It's just your imagination. Focus. She gathered the documents calmly and stood. Thank you. The masked man inclined his head. You're always welcome, my lady. May I know your name? Liz smiled. Sure, when you remove your mask, he chuckled. Smart one. When the door closed behind her, silence lingered. She raced towards the door, heart pounding. That was close. Cedric. The masked man entered a private room behind the shelves and removed his mask. Sharp features, dark eyes, a faint scar near his jaw. He exhaled. You didn't have to watch me work. From the shadowed corner, the male lead. Cedric lifted his gaze lazily, one brow arching. It's entertaining, he said smoothly. Watching you sell information I acquired. The masked man scoffed, pouring 2 glasses of amber liquor. Whatever. It's not like you don't own this place. The male lead took the glass, swirling it idly. Don't say that. Yeah, he muttered. What do you want? You never come around. Brother-in-law. A slow smile curved the male lead's lips. Nothing serious, he replied. Just chasing a little rabbit. Silas shook his head. That woman did seem suspicious. Asking questions about them. Don't you think we should investigate her? Or are you on it already? The male lead's amusement faded. He straightened, set his glass down. He said quietly. Don't worry about it, just take care of my sister. I'll handle it, Silas. Silas studied him carefully. Then, softer, they miss you. When are you coming home? The male lead stiffened. You know the risk that would take, he answered calmly. If anyone finds out they're still alive. Silas nodded. Yeah, give them my letter, good night, the Cedric said. And stay hidden. And he was gone. Outside, the night air was cool. He walked without direction. Expression cold. Everything was because of them. Because of that empress. That girl. The thought came uninvited. He had the perfect family. But 3 years ago the empress took that away from him, blaming his family for a crime. He lost his father, and everyone thought his mom and sister died in the fire that burnt down their house. But that was all a plan to get them away, to stay hidden. Luckily his sister got married to good man afterward, but he can't go to them. Not when they're watching him, not when he hasn't gotten revenge yet. He rode into the night, with his thought moving to her. What did she need all those information for? Fighting council members and the Empress's uncle alone? Or was she simply noisy? No, he shook his head. That amount of money she spent tonight, that wasn't curiosity. She couldn't have gathered that much money in 2 months on her own. What is she doing? His jaw tightened. What are you hiding? Elizabeth. Next day, after handing the Empress the information, she acquired another careful step toward their plan. Liz was officially free to leave, but not alone. At least, not according to the Empress. Guards had been assigned to escort her home. Guards personally chosen by the Empress herself. Liz didn't trust that. Not when there was a chance those same men answered to the Empress's uncle behind closed doors. Not when one wrong move could lead enemies straight to her family's doorstep. So, she slipped away, quiet, unnoticed. The carriage rolled to a halt. Liz looked through the curtains and smiled softly as she stepped down, her shoes touching the familiar cobblestone street. The narrow paths, the old shop signs, the sound of distant chatter. Home, she walked past the familiar stalls, greeting the friendly neighborhood family who gasped in delight at the sight of her. Liz, you're back? She laughed, exchanging warm pleasantries before passing through a small, modest part she'd missed more than she'd admit. Home sweet home, she murmured with a smile. Indeed. Liz froze. Slowly, she turned. He stood there, the male lead. Cedric, her breath caught. What are you? Wait, how? He smiled faintly, stepping closer. You do know you're disobeying the Empress's orders by coming alone, right? Liz stammered, voice shaking. Why are you stalking me, Mr. Knight? You seem to appear everywhere I go. He chuckled. Just doing my sister. Her head snapped toward the voice just in time to see Roland sprinting toward her. She laughed as he pulled her into a hug, lifting her clean off the ground. Whoa! Since when did you get this big? You're carrying me now. I missed you so much, he said quickly, setting her down as he checked her over. Are you hurt? Are you okay? Did that evil Empress hurt you? That be? Liz clamped a hand over his mouth, laughing awkwardly as she became painfully aware of the third presence behind her. Roland followed her gaze. She tried. Oh, that is... This is... But Roland was already in front of him. Oh my gosh, is that the black steel saber forged in Valen's foundry? Liz froze. Cedric smiled. You know it. Roland nodded eagerly. Of course. Wait, are you a knight? Oh my gosh, an Imperial knight. That's so cool. Cedric chuckled. You could say that. I'm the captain of the 3rd Imperial Division. Roland's eyes widened. He saluted instantly. At your command, sir. They laughed. Can I be your subordinate? He asked cheerfully. Liz was already dragging her brother back. Stop it, Roland. He's a stranger. Come here. Really? Cedric said, stepping forward. A stranger? I thought we were friends now. Liz sputtered. Friends my foot I don't. Really? Roland cut in excitedly. You guys are friends? Perfect. That makes things easier. They both turned to him. Yes, Cedric said smoothly. No. Liz snapped at the same time. She grabbed Roland again, pulling him toward the door. Thank you for not following me here. Have a nice day. Her father opened the door just as Liz turned. She froze. He was standing, not slumped in bed, not pale and weak, standing on his own 2 feet, smiling at her, his face no longer hidden behind that constant mask of sickness. Tears rolled down her cheeks before she could stop them. Father, he chuckled warmly as she ran into his arms. My little angel, I've missed you so much. Me too, Father, she said. Roland told me you were away for work. He even read your letters to me. He wiped her eyes as she smiled through the tears. Yeah, Roland didn't tell me you were back on your feet, she said, turning to Roland. He turned away, whistling. We wanted to surprise you, he said gently. Then his gaze shifted to the man behind her. And you must be? Cedric stepped forward smoothly. Cedric, sir. A friend of your daughter. It's nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you. Liz opened her mouth to interrupt, but Roland beat her to it. A knight too. He's here to protect sister. Her father blinked in surprise before chuckling. I didn't know the palace assigned knights to laundry maids. Liz slowly turned her head towards Cedric and met his look. That amused, knowing look that clearly said, oh. Cleaning maid? Not the feared Empress's maid? Liz laughed awkwardly. Why, yeah. So nice of them. You know, keeping us safe. Roland laughed along, though it sounded just as forced. Her father stepped aside. Well then, come in. Both of you. Breakfast is ready. Cedric smiled politely. I wouldn't want to impose. Nonsense. Her father waved him off. You're already here. And just like that, he stepped inside. Liz's heart started pounding. Why is he here, in my home? He shouldn't even know about my family. Things were getting complicated. This was exactly what she had been trying so hard to avoid. She turned to him. He smiled back calm, like he belonged there. Liz rolled her eyes, lowering her voice. You're enjoying this way too much. Cedric leaned slightly toward her as they walked in. I have no idea what you mean. She scoffed softly. Liar. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification to know when I upload the next part.